Hey guys, Crumbs here. We're going to be doing a bit of streaming, a bit of Warframe today. You may be asking yourself, based on the fact that if you've been around for a couple of streams or been around the channel for a bit, you may be asking yourself, why haven't continued the Warframe 3 quests? And I've hit a bit of a snag with to do Requiem for a dragon. You need to also complete the quest called Tomes of the Warlock, which you need level 86 archaeology for, but I don't have that. So until I get it, or until I figure out a way to get it, it may be best for me to get that off stream and then actually do Tomes of the Warlock before. So we're kind of stuck on that now, which is okay. So that's why I'm going to do this, and we're going to talk about a lot of various spoilery things. So I hope you are prepared and or don't mind being spoiled for the Warframe business. But that's the only reason why I'm not going to be doing RS3 quest streaming for a little bit longer until I figure out a way to grind to level 86 archaeology. So anyway, alright. So based on how Warframe works, depending on how far you are into the game, there is quite a bit of stuff you can do for a lot of weekly quests to give you many cool things. Some of which include Nightwave. So for the console right here where it says Nightwave 4 to 7 weekly acts, that tracks what we're going to be doing. Some of what we're going to be doing. I'll be doing a lot of different stuff, I would say. There's a lot of daily standing, there's lots of things. There's also, if you've done Warframe 1999, you can go to this old era 1990s computer and log onto it. And down here it will show you the to-do list. These need to be done in the Holvania levels, which you can do connecting with bounties or not, totally fine. But as I normally do these sorts of things, I will, whoops, I did that wrong. I didn't want to do that. I'll do this portion of the console right here. We'll start with the sortie. So typically, do the sortie. I already did the Archon hunt for this week for Archon Naira, so don't need to do that. So we're going to see what the sortie is.
This
it's not defection.
is the future.
Okay, sabotage.
Power.
Okay, we might be able to do that with Wukong pretty easy. One thing that I do check, that I find does help me quite a bit, is if there are any elemental type setups. So like, let me see if there's one here. I don't think there is. It's like knock off so and so enemies with radiation damage, or
all
yes,
that
here we go.
remains is
This
what
is
is
reactor.
necessary.
150 out of 150 with radiation damage. I usually combo those. If you can combo things with certain missions, you can do that. So like, I'm not gonna do this because I find it very difficult. But like, if you can do a Zeraman bounty, you can do a Steel Path Zeraman bounty. Or I mean, it is possible to do a Steel Path Zeraman bounty. So you could combo these. And syndicates are by themselves. You can't combo those. So like, I can mark resources during a Steel Path Zeraman mission, or I can get weapons that do radiation to combo during my marking mods during my Steel Path Zeraman mission. Those sorts of things. So a lot of things that really go well in combinations that Warframe can helps you do.
Lovelies.
So you can get more done at once. But for now, since I already did that combo, we're just gonna have to run these straight down. Pluto Sabotage. I think this is this one is pretty straightforward that I recall.
They need to destroy the reactor.
One thing
The reactor
that I
will
also
have
find
tight
helpful
security.
as the
Watch out
Lotus.
for enemy
That's the
patrols.
Lotus. I know
Okay,
it doesn't have
we're
the
looking
word that
for the
says
main
Lotus,
frame.
but that's a
It's
spoiler.
critical that you
That's
deliver
best
the
discovered
payload to
on
that
YouTube.
location.
Anyway, it's like we could knock over all the enemies, get rid of all the containers that you can see. If there are items that you can break that give you resources, go ahead and break those items, those sorts of things. So right here, this is a locker. Go ahead and open those. This is a destroyable object. You can open this locker. This is an LN2 barrel, also known as liquid nitrogen. That will freeze you if you can avoid getting that, damaging that, it will slow you down for a bit, but it's not catastrophic. Oh, and they just blew that up for me. So, yeah. Alright, Wukong. Cloudwalker, we can just run along here. So I'm always on the lookout for little resources. The thing with Warframe is that it's a lot of stuff to do over a very long period of time. So you just want to take it as easy as you can. Now, I'm not the best in the world as far as that goes, as far as answering questions about various things, but I do know somewhat the basics of what to be doing. I say somewhat with caution because there's some things up this door. If I was in a squad with more than one person, we would need more than one person to help over. So, we can just go over here. This is pretty well the easy one. Oh, they hacked me. So well, they're trying to shut me in. Alright, now we can go through. Oh, figures. That's breakable. These grates, when they're shining like that, they're breakable. I have a robot with me who has a freeze ray, but he's also excellent at scanning plants, which is why I have him with me. That's literally his only purpose. Is to scan plants for me so that I don't have to do it. Because otherwise I'd have to take this synthesis scanner and point it at stuff until it made that noise. Which I think is a thing about the little guy only works on, I think it's mostly just with plants and nature stuff. So he does have his limits, but I think it's highly effective as a result. You just have it so that something else does that for me. Alright. Enough yakking. Oh great, we also have to go up the elevator. Man, this is kind of a long time here. I was also hoping it would be the correct place to go, not Oxium. Okay, now all we do, this is the cool one here. We're just gonna press this button. That will open. Seriously? How are you getting your shield back so easily? And just these little things, they're spinning around. I'm gonna break all of them. Once they break them, we can
get out of here.
Oh wow. It's usually not that close to being able to leave, strangely. But there you go.
Another job well executed.
And let me see real quick. There is... Okay... Sign daily, Okay, so in order to get access to the sortie, you have to have Mastery Rank 5 and have completed the War Within quest, so that does help with that. Also, a bit of a RuneScape 3 fact that I was not aware that I had messed up until I looked it up. The character Moya is not Zamorak's daughter, she's Lucian's daughter. And I'd messed that up because I had seen both of them together in just hanging out, like kind of talking to each other, palling around in what was it? Dishonor Among Thieves. So I thought they were related because of that. I think it was also because Zamorak as a character is one of the only people in the universe who treated Moya with, respect and saw her potential and so on. Unlike other characters in the game, treated her. So that's probably why I thought that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The story of my life. Alright. Anyway, so a good distinction between regular survivals and sortie survivors is that a survival in this sortie is always 10
Your
minutes.
job is to distract
the
the
alarm is
enemy
triggered.
while a fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for much-needed supplies.
But Lotus, I
Make
want to
your
be the
presence
fellow Tenno
known.
operator. 'Cause I want to raid the ship for supplies. You could never be the Tenno operator
have
for
just
raiding the
shut
ship
down
for
all
supplies, so it's
systems.
providing cover
I'm
for somebody
sending
else.
life support
Even
capsules
how
your way.
interesting it would be, or what would be done if we had to sneak in to get supplies for somebody else. And we only had 10 minutes to get a bunch of stuff. And by that time, the other person had to be running out, and we had to be running out as well. I think, oops, that'd be interesting. If you're a stalwart member of the Focus School, you can do something called Last Gasp, where if you're down, if you have your operator person, you can access your operator person. And you can, if you defeat a certain amount of enemies in 5 seconds or however many it is, you get raised back to life. Without having to use an arcane ability. So that's pretty cool.
Get ready for a capsule.
So basically, the bad guys are draining all the oxygen from the room. You gotta stay alive longer for 10 minutes and to get away. Little globules, little packs dropped by the enemies are, I believe, 3% oxygen. And these support capsules are 30% oxygen. So,
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area.
Rear.
Activating it will buy you more time.
Don't activate this if the percentage is above 70%. Because that's wasted. And the cool part is, if you can get rid of the enemies fast enough, you don't really have to worry about that. Because usually, I say that for fashion, enough of your enemies will drop the low oxygen, tiny oxygen capsules, so you don't need to really worry much about it. Yeah. As I'm being shot at. Don't worry, bullets flying in every place. This is something to keep track of too, that little spawner that looks like a really thin piece of plastic. It's very hard to see much of the time. Oh, there's another one. Oh, and ooh, in the bottom of the one.
Life support incoming. I've delivered another life support capsule.
Watch out for those green lasers too. Look at some geolight in this system. In 6 minutes. I can't remember how long a full tank of oxygen lasts. Here it is, the little thing that looks like some plastic. That's one of the spawner guys. One of the corpus enemies brings up throw that, so if you get a is sometimes very difficult to figure out where they are. Alright, just under 5 minutes left. And if you, these little life support things are marked on the map, so we can go pretty well anywhere we want to, and they'll still be marked. We just gotta keep an eye on that percentage in the center left corner right there. It says life support, gotta keep an eye on it. Make sure it doesn't get too low. Okay, now we're at 80%. And you can kind of see it's a really bright light for no reason, it seems to me. Oh, wow. Yeah, great stuff. I just splattered poison all gas all over myself. Let's read the patch notes. You can now probably live out their ballerinas. What? Okay, now we have to restart. So to complete this mission, we'll likely have to do that after this. And we're just kind of meandering around to see if we can discover where the exit is before the 10 minutes is up.
Life support has been
That's
replenished.
sometimes helpful. Ianton Surge. To power those perpetual motion sculptures. That's right. Alright, can we go here? Anywhere? Does this lead any place? Okay, it leads out further. Okay, that's can be helpful. I think I just went back to where I was at, or maybe not. Sometimes I get lost, which is why playing games is somewhat helpful for me to help with sense of direction, which doesn't really help me very much. I'm trying to get down the shot access. Okay, now it's 2 minutes. Whoops. I just jumped into a window. It's not very smart. As long as you get out of the way of whatever stuff he's throwing around, it should be generally okay. Now I'm very confused. Because this looks like just the same as the other part. Alright. An updated version of Warframe is available. Alright, well if it's gonna let me get moving here, I'll do that first. And sometimes it's easy to find the eggs and sometimes it really isn't. At least way it's not for me. Some folks I know of are really good at direction stuff, and that ain't me at all. So I sometimes with math, I still get lost. Yeah, we're down
You
real
are
low.
running out of time.
Yeah, it's less than 20%,
Life
so gotta
support
be careful.
activated.
There's also a bigger, I didn't know the map was that big here. Oh, okay, so we can also just try to go to sections of the map we hadn't been in yet. And it's like, okay, and I have to remember, okay, we were here before. That was where we came in at. Unless it's like, we're to here, to the opposite side. I was gonna see that. 28. Oh, no, it's not. Well, it is, but it's at least got some stuff in it to make it so it's not a discouraging. So that's
30 seconds left.
30 seconds. Okay, so 28. 19% is 20 seconds. You gotta really do this, otherwise it's gonna start sucking the life out of everything.
Life support has been replenished.
That
When you are ready,
figures.
route
We can get
extraction.
2, that's fine. Okay, so it
Life
was
support activated.
close to where I was. It evidently missed a turn, which we will see here in a bit. See where the turn was that I missed. Oh, right, okay. Figures. Alright,
Another life support capsule is now available.
so that... I'm gonna obscure this real quick. So that when it does its thing, if it's gonna log you back in,
Another
nothing
job
is seen
well
that
executed.
should be seen. And we will continue on after that. Alright. So now we will exit, run the launcher again, and then we will get moving again. Checking for new content. And it's building up the kilobytes and now the megabytes a little bit. Okay, that was like a 2 to like 3 megabyte run. Totally fine. Okay. Let's see, there we go. Alright, good. Now we have the extractor drones. I'll get those moving. And we're ready to go again with the last bit of the sortie. Well, the other 1/3 of the sortie. If my mathematics is right, but yeah. A spy mission. Okay, typically for spy missions I'm going to use Wukong. There are some missions, the one in the Kuva Fortress I use Loki for, because I find that he's much easier.
This is
But for a Venus spy mission, Wukong's fine.
I need you to get
Alright, we're
inside
cracking
enemy
vaults.
data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
They're flying walls.
I will consider what
That
I have
figures.
learned
It's a
from
bit of
this
a thing
skirmish.
for me, especially with energy reduction sorties, as to
You're
whether
nearing the
to summon the
console.
clone or not.
Trigger the alarms
It's
now,
like
and they
sometimes
will
I do
start
or
destroying
sometimes
the
I
data.
don't. With some,
Corpus walkers are heading
with
to your
some vaults,
location.
especially on Grenadier sets, some NPCs I
Be
think
on the
are able
lookout
to
for
see the
increased
clone through
security measures.
windows. So that's not this one, but it's sometimes better in my head to conserve that energy that you would have normally spent summoning the clone to just chill.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no
I'm gonna
alarms.
break my way out of here. Well, I don't have any energy yet. There we go. That's some energy, but it's not as much. Since my energy is capped at 97, about 200 or 300 of that energy was wasted. I forget how many energy it gives you. 150? I think it is. And then like this goes, that 97 energy pool goes really fast. Because I'm pretty sure my default pool for Wukong for
Stay
energy
focused.
is like
There's a heavy
390.
unit approaching.
And the difference between 390 and
The target console is
97
nearby.
is like not
If you
quite
trigger
300.
the alarms now, the enemy will start
So-
destroying data.
That could be a little difficult to deal with. One solution is energy pads.
Invalid request.
But you
There
don't
are
really
no
wanna
security
be,
protocols active.
Dependent on energy pads. So I use them
Data
sparingly
extracted.
in that
They won't even know it's gone.
instance, just to make sure. Oh, if it's still pulsing energy, we can still get some, but we got some. There we go. But then again, energy pads are of limited use because my energy, the energy pool here max, the reduced is less than 100 energy. So again, that too has limited use. But this is the last vault in normal stone, so that doesn't matter largely. Yay. Okay.
You
That
triggered the
figures,
alarms.
that's funny.
Lose this data, and the mission will be a complete failure. Data
Alright, we
integrity
got it.
verified. Retrieval was
As
successful.
long as you don't actually
We have
fail,
everything
you
we
don't
came
get
for.
penalized
Get to
for messing
extraction.
that up. Okay, now we just gotta run the 100 and whatever meters, and then we're out of here. Might be able to make it in one.
Stay
two.
focused.
That was
There's
two.
a heavy unit
Usually
approaching.
I can steer,
Mission
hopefully.
complete.
Huh.
Excellent work, Tenno.
Resource drop chance booster. Very good. The blue one is the one that doubles, I believe, is the likelihood, and the orange one is the one that doubles the quantity. So, alright. That's the sortie done. Let's see what we got for Undercroft. Trinity, Rhino, Necros, the Stalker, and Lavos. Okay. The Trumna. The Trumna and Kuvahek are pretty good. The Vesper 77 is pretty good. That might be doing a one and done with that. Let's do a couple Zeraman bounties first. Or let's see, we have our syndicate missions. We'll figure it out between those two. Okay, a rescue, defense, and a spy. I'm not doing disruption. Let's see. Rescue mission will be okay. I'm gonna have a lot more energy. And something that's always been of interest to me is the fact that over the years I have gotten into
Will you help
quite
us
a
do
few different
And our
games and
cause?
so on, so I can never
This is a rescue mission.
we
We need to
wrap my
find
head
and
around
liberate the hostage before any harm comes
uh,
to them.
being streaming or like making videos for a single game because I got interested over time in seeing so like
We will
I don't
counter.
think I could make my channel here only about Warframe, about RS3 or the like. Because I would eventually... I don't know if I
Find
would
the
get
captive
bored
as
with
soon
it, but
as
it
you
just
can.
seems to
We
me
don't
that,
have much
like,
time.
I like to
You are
keep my
approaching the
options
forming area. Careful. If the
open in
warnings
case I'm
detect you,
not
they will surely
feeling
initiate
something
the
or
execution sequence.
the like.
The bypass
And
is
of
done.
course, I don't
Go.
need to make videos or
The
stream
captive will be in
every
one of these cells.
game that
Search
I've
them.
ever played as far as that goes. That would be interesting, but there are a couple of games that either I made videos about that I didn't like or just didn't want to tell you all about.
You've located the hostage. Escort the prisoner
Alright,
to the
now-
extraction point, and I'll take care of the rest.
We've got to leave. Kind of passively keep your eye on the hostage hit points and shield in the corner. So if it goes too low, you can revive them. Now,
The captive
This
has
is
been
a
secured.
little-
You've done your part,
this is a
Tenno.
little
We'll take
crass
it from
now,
here.
but I did discover eventually that the hostage is gonna fail out. And you can get to the extraction before the timer for that hits 0. It will count as an extraction even though the hostage is not revived. So that is something to keep in mind. Like I said, it's kind of crass, but it does work. I am not doing a defense mission, or I'd have to do another spy. That's not too bad. We can do a Mercury spy mission. That's okay. I'm level 30. Yeah, and after a couple's airman bounties, I'm probably gonna go see what we've got to do for Hex 1999 bounties.
Tenno, I need you to get inside enemy data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
Yeah,
Will you help us,
I
Tenno?
remember
And our
I
cause?
was for a long time. There's some aspects of this game I still think are hard, but for a long time I thought nearly all of Warframe was hard. There was a lot to get used to, and there wasn't a lot of, guidance, or I just
You're
didn't know
nearing the
what
console.
I was supposed to do.
Trigger the alarms now, and they will
And
start
I did
destroying
have
the data.
a lot of good friends of mine who are still friends of mine to this day, of course, who helped
Stay
me quite a
focused.
bit. I'm
There's a
grateful
heavy
for
unit
that,
approaching.
of course.
Tenno, be on the
But it
lookout
was
for
just
increased
so
security
difficult
measures.
for me at the beginning. And it's like,
Excellent
okay,
work. A clean extraction
this
with no
was a very
alarms.
slow process. It's a very rewarding game as such, but it was a very slow process for me. And I remember thinking that I had something changed for me, especially with being able especially with being able to get mods from Barracuteer every 2 weeks. That really did help out quite a bit. And I do remember thinking at one point, oh, these enemies are only level 50. It's actually going to be okay. And it was like, wow.
The target
Up to
console
that
is
point,
nearby.
like, I had
If you
never
trigger the
thought
alarms
that.
now,
You
the
gotta
enemy will
avoid
start
these
destroying
guys.
data. Heads up, a Grenier assault team is headed your way. Data
Yes,
extracted.
it's the 10.
They won't even know it's gone.
He's prowling over here with that 10s. I got him. And a ribbon sealer too, apparently. So, yay.
We're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the
Oh,
data.
this is an easy one. Well, sort of. We don't want to get hit by that laser stuff.
Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
Another
We have
other
everything
thing
we
I
came
had
for. Get to
learned early
extraction.
on was not to use ciphers to automatically solve hacks. I mean, they can be used, but only problem was then you're like dependent on having to make ciphers, and there are some instances, specifically spy sorties, where
Style, baby.
ciphers
It's all
can't
about
be used.
knowing
It's like,
who
okay,
you are
then I
and
don't want
not
to get
giving
dependent
a
on this
damn.
method where, oh, okay, if
Another
this is a
job
spy
well
sortie,
executed.
I'm now hamstrung because I can't use that anymore. And for me, at the beginning, because of all the difficulty I had with hacking in Warframe, I almost quit the game as a result of that. So it was very, very difficult for me at the beginning to try to get how hacking worked and all that, so that the MR5 test, the hacking test, was actually the first MR test I ever failed in Warframe because I didn't get it at all. Okay, so we want to look at Zariman bounties. Here we go. Go to the Chrysalith. Oh, I can incarnate my Nami solo. Let me see. I think I have. Yeah. We'll go to Cavallero first, and I'll get the Nami solo on. And I'll have him catalysted for me before we take a peek at the bounties, I think. Because I'd forgotten about that. This is one of the many weapons that after doing getting access to two incarnates that I didn't incarnate yet. Let's see, so to get access to incarnates, it requires completion of a Angels of the Zariman. Access to the Incarnate system requires completion of Angels of the Zariman. Unlocking the Albrecht Incarnate weapons requires Whispers in the Walls and the Deadlock Protocol. And the Incarnate Genesis themselves require the Duviri Paradox and having unlocked Steel Path. That's right, because you need Pathos clamps, which you can only get from Steel Path.
Nothing scared me in years. Except that. Okay, bring it to life.
Alright, let's see. Nami solo. Nami. Here we go. So we've got that. We need clamps, we need track root, and we need Agrist. Wow. You get a lot of Agristone in the Undercroft. Alright. Completed solo mission with the Nami solo equipped.
Feeling creative?
We can do that.
Okay. Later.
Alright, so I can just... It just says with it equipped, not the only weapon equipped. I find that Mesa with Corrosive works well, but a lot of different Warframes work well for Zariman stuff.
Weapons with a touch.
All my days, our Orcan overlords towered over us, and I woke to find their intended saviors had cut them down like overgrown weeds.
Complete the mission in under 6 minutes. Well, I could maybe do that. I guess we'll see.
Remind them who the Zariman belongs to.
We'll see. Efficient extermination. That has to be done within 6 minutes. But these characters are only level 50 or so, 70. I can do that, honest.
Here, only understand bodies. Show them they don't belong in our home.
Who's shooting me? Where are they?
Slow down now. Body count can go way higher.
Invalid request. There are no security protocols active.
Okay. I hear them, but I do not see them. If I fail this mission, I can just do it again. This is like very slow. Maybe too slow.
I will consider what I have learned from this skirmish.
I hear you. Where are you? I can hear you. I can't see you. Seriously? Let's go to operator mode and pull them off. It's been the second time I jumped into that exact window.
Request. There are no security protocols active. Invalid request. There are no security protocols active.
And I think, another thing shuts off alarms. So first things to do is get him to do that.
Great job.
Normally, I would challenge the Void Angel usually, but I want to try to get these bounties moving. see what we need to do to customize this. Okay, Incarnate form, that's already unlocked. Base damage, 30% attack speed. Increase base damage by 80 on a finisher kill. No, it's melee weapon, heavy attack windup, combo duration. Increase base follow through. Let's see what else. Base crit. Base status. Okay, so this is a status weapon. So what do we need to do to activate this? If we're going to do a lot of heavy attacks, maybe that. Perform 40 finishers with only a melee equipped. Okay. Fast travel.
You will be
Wait a
tempted
minute.
to look
It
for familiar
says,
fate. We stand or fall together.
it says different bounties.
Welcome.
Yeah, different bounties.
You
so we
know
can't
it.
do the extermination.
Ah, my favorite neighbor.
We have to do something else. Zarim Accolade.
Strike
It's pretty
hard.
fun.
No quarter.
As long as I can find it. And the dagger will suddenly appear in Mesa's hand. Almost suddenly. Actually, it's a cutlass, so. Oh, hey, I got inside.
Keeping our home in
cutlass.
order means having control of the ship's systems. Right now, we don't have that. You're gonna have to go in with a data mass and manually bring consoles back online.
I forgot this weapon is hypnotic. I didn't mod this weapon at all.
You found a terminal. Pop the data mass in there and defend it. Okay, scrubbing the system. Nearly done. Keep defending, please. Job done. On to the next.
Yeah. Oh, I
There's a
forgot.
terminal. Plug in the thingy and keep it in one
Gotta
piece.
get something to bring to Melika.
Okay, scrubbing the system.
Wait a minute.
Nearly done. Keep defending, please.
Here's another instance of Melika. So we need to find the key.
systems back
I'm
online.
not gonna pick-
Find us another.
I'm not gonna pick that up. I can see it's typically within 50 to 100 meters of Malika is where the key is. It can still be difficult to find the key as a result. What is this? Huh. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. It'll also make a chimey noise.
Where are all your classmates?
Oh, there's the noise. Okay, so it should be right near here. I'm standing directly on top of it. I know I am. Here it is. And once you grab it, it'll quit making the noise. Run over here real quick.
During
Give
my
it to
law
Malika,
career,
and she'll
I've
give
had
you
the good fortune to teach many
a Requiem quill. And now we can do the rest of the mission. Now I can figure out why Miami Solo wasn't doing any damage. Pretty sure
Okay,
also this is a
scrubbing the
status
system.
button. So would usually mod for status or crit, whichever is higher. Let's see about that. Pretty sure status was at 10% higher, so it's no contest. Other weapons like crit and status are within like 4 to 5% of each other. It's like, okay, you can just go for what you need rather good. So you can go harder if you need.
Nearly done. Keep defending, please.
I mean, look, nobody made it over here. Pretty strange. Okay, 20 seconds left. Well, I say that, and everybody starts charging over. And it's me to not keep my mouth shut. No,
You
I'm
just brought
move
an
on here.
entire sector back to functionality.
Yay.
I'm proud of you. Take a well-earned break.
And that'll be the 4th Zimmerman bounty of the lot, I'm pretty sure.
Style, baby. It's all about knowing who you are and not giving a damn.
Now let's actually mod this weapon. Alright. So we've got, let's put an aura mod on here. Pretty sure Sunray Weave is all we got. So this looks like it's far and away a slash status weapon. So we can do status chance. There's lots of status stuff. Let's do critical. Let's do the old blood rush. Maybe gladiator vice. I don't know. Let's do like just do straight up damage mods first though. It's really getting me. And like condition overload, we can't do very much about that. So this is, I haven't really leveled this either, so let's hope this is a little bit better. that's another bit of Nightwave down.
Nora
And we
sleeps
need to do
better
another
knowing her
4 steel
Ta-ta,
path machine
lovelies.
switch. Alright. So I can probably just steel path circuit it. Maybe I can do one and out to get a better selection. 'Cause I haven't done this yet at all this week. And whenever we extract, the count as a completion for steel path as long as it does. So we're scrolling a lot of different fronts. Ooh, nice. Got a Shrona. I don't have Shrona Prime yet. Kuvahack's pretty good too. Any Prime. Usually try to pick the weapons that have semi-auto stuff. Semi-auto stuff. Let's see. I guess it doesn't matter. I haven't played as Rhino in so long. Iron Skin armor and stuff.
The paradox has drawn void angels to besiege the Undercroft. Undo what their claws have done. Or Duviri may fall to something worse, even than Thrax. The ruptures can be closed, but only if you collect enough ambient void energy. Seize the globes that float nearby.
Concentrate on getting the globe set up, but switching further to clean since I feel forced of habit. What's the last one? First shot is 300 damage. Nice. And we'll just gather these energy globes, as the other character calls them. The character who also designed them called it Light Effects.
A breach has been seen. Excellent work. Fight on. Close the ruptures as you would staunch the wounds of a comrade.
So just whatever. The tone of the weapon fire changes.
I see that.
Whoops. should be floating around here someplace. I don't see it. It's just floating in the air. Oop, there it is. Finally, or you know, 10 tries.
The rupture is closed. The paradox stabilizes.
Asper is actually, I think, one of the only melee weapons in Warframe I don't have all the parts for, except for Colossus Prime and a couple others.
If the Void Angels break through the wall, their master will be freed. Do not allow that to happen.
And if we can't get any more, we're done up. The cool part about it is that will charge the entire rupture. Put it so it's all the way up.
The Void Angels are
And we gather
unrelenting.
the maximum amount.
You are all that is keeping them at bay. Hold fast.
They'll drop little globules sometimes. Little blobs. Otherwise, it's probably much more efficient just to go jumping around and get them. Should be that way.
The smallest breach in the wall
Okay, good.
may be
Sometimes it'll make it so that we... Storming is easy, but... Okay. Now we'll go back and we'll see what we have now. Harrow, Necros, Nyx, Valkyr, and Limbo. Kuwa Sobek's pretty good. Alright. I don't know if I have a good build for Nyx or not. Otherwise, I'd probably just be Valkyr. Valkyr's pretty good, but it's a lot of melee. A lot of melee. We heal, finishers. Okay. The Zakti Prime. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Let me see. I can't remember if we're not supposed to have a melee equipped or if it'll force it on me. I think it forces that, but anyway. Let's see real quick. Wrathful Advance, I forgot about that. War Cry. Attack speed. paralysis. Okay,
A
so
true
we'll
Tenno
primarily
understands how to
be
combine
casting 2
the
and 4.
elements coursing through their warframes. Prove yourself. Find your crucible
Forgot, she's
and the
incapable
amphors
of
it
hard
needs to
damage.
create a complex elemental force.
She is a cat.
You found a crucible.
I found a crucible.
Now, liberate the necessary amphors from your enemies. The corrosion's elemental force is the deadly byproduct of toxin and electricity.
Very much, but the goal is, I won't say decent, but it's passable. Okay. So for melee, since Valkyrie's melee focus, we're going to do melee decrees and or status decrees. Depending what three's gonna be. Okay, now that's the repetition. Really cool. I just saw it. I can't fix. I couldn't recreate it. So
Finished. A new crucible hungers for elements. Combine electricity and cold.
I will say this, depending on what's what, she will tear up the jackal boss here. You can tear up the jackal boss with melee, and also, the amphors themselves do quite a bit of damage too. If you are in a pinch for certain things, don't be afraid, just pick up your hands and throw it at them. Just like whatever, it doesn't have to be the one you need. If you find one that isn't the one you need, feel free to pick it up and pitch it on. Works well. I'm not afraid for some reason when it's on me. Oh, what is that? Dude. Took them out. Oops.
Transference still holding.
replicate these elemental combinations as you modify your weapons and warframes.
Hop along out of here. Yeah, survive.
One pebble at a time, you will lift entire mountains.
Another job?
Oh. Zephyr, Gyre, Cyto 9, Baruch, and Frost. Looking Vectrix is pretty good. Velix is pretty good. Dragon Kana, despite the fact that I formatted it twice. I don't think I use that as much as I should. But anyway. Yeah, so we'll do, for Baruch we want melee, crit, melee decrees, critical, strike decrees, status decrees, lots of cool stuff. Having trouble finding a squad here. There we go. Rip this. Rip is a pretty cool. And then Alex. I replaced Baruch's one with Pole. Let's see. See, this is a good one. 50% crit damage. These are actually all pretty good. Critical hit gain 30% attack speed for 3 seconds. For critical all the time, that's highly effective. Melee critical hits, I'd like to get both of these, but you can't. You can only pick one. Critical melee hits grant 50% critical damage for 7 seconds. Alright, let's do melee attack speed. And do the R to tell them we're ready. And we'll get moving. There's a second member of the squad saying they're ready. Okay, very good. Okay, I usually wait for 3 people to say they're ready and then inch toward the door. Oh, somebody already went through. That's totally fine. Alright, so we've got Octavia, Mirage, Excalibur, Umbra. Very good. Okay. That's pretty decent. I wonder if 300 energy will be enough. Listen for the twinkling noises. Sometimes I can see it too, but that's not very, for me, that's not as reliable. Sometimes it is, it just depends on where, yes, I see it. If I can get
Attack
above,
us, we will
I can
counter.
get it. And if I'm at eye level, like I have to rely on hearing. And you can put it to sleep. We don't have to knock them off to get charged. And if we put it to sleep, that's what matters. Anybody who doesn't have overguard can do in my vicinity will be put to sleep. And I can finish it. Now, this isn't a very efficient way to do the whole thing. If you need a quiver thrust, this does something like that. It's Umbra running about the factory. In the Umbra factory.
What a waste! Your scarred vessel comes to beg once more. You will.
There. Surely.
Will you lay your sword aside and rest? Or fight on? Crucibles. Bizarre contraptions left behind from the time of Scholar's Landing. Master their alchemy to understand the elemental forces you wield.
Melee is imbued with fire.
Locate a crucible.
Okay. After rolling, heat damage, double damage status effects. Irresistible bombardment's also good. Like double status effects is pretty good. It's like really good. The other one was double crypty and that was pretty good too.
The amphors the crucibles need. Retrieve them. Heat and cold crash together. The blast elemental force is created.
Making blast. Or blast it all. We're going a little too slow, that's why it actually keeps re-instructing us what to do. For giving me the idea on the road for the times when Warframes throw stuff. It's like they foul it off or something, so they let somebody grab it. When they start to throw, and it tips it for some reason.
A new crucible hungers for elements. Gas, the ephemeral elemental
like that.
force,
I messed
is
that
created
up.
by combining heat and toxin.
That was a cool thing.
The anticipation.
I imagine the long-departed scholar would have been impressed with how you've wielded his crucibles today.
Defense.
I advise you not to be content with merely doing enough.
Shattering Frost is pretty good. People get the same suffering, that means everybody affected cold.
History dictates that this Tenno asset was destroyed in a grave setback to the cause. Let us rewrite that event. The winds blow fiercely. The rains do not relent.
Too rambunctious.
Still, the stout bough stands.
For the
I wanted to
lowest.
see if it was down here. No, it isn't. Got it, good. Melee heavy attacks create a shockwave. We can re-roll. Ooh, critical hits deal 40% damage with cold. That means they'll get 40 plus 160. The other one.
Prepare yourself. A fresh wave approaches.
Y'all. Nope. Where's DJ Maximus? Weakest team. I think it's pretty cool. Of course, it's also highly effective. He's out. We gotta be putting everyone to sleep here.
This battle is already half won.
We're doing pretty good. There's barely a scratch on
The enemy
cradle.
musters for a fresh assault. Hold the line.
What you all doing up here?
The enemy has been
to the void. Hey Green, what's up?
Gathered
I
to
hope
the
I
void.
read that correctly. My brain is not braining correctly. Green X. How's it going? How's your day been so far today? Oh, good.
You must protect the excavators and
I
keep
don't wanna
them
do that.
powered.
Shattering Frost is pretty good. That's 2 out of 3. Oh, I see the last one. There we go. Ah! Falling off the edge. Okay. Baleful Harmony. Oh, my ability strength. I think that means Brute may hit harder. I like Cooling Toxin for viral too. That's a bit interesting. So, we need 2 statuses for the price of 1. That's usually pretty cool.
An extractor requires power.
Figures. so that we defend a little drill that's getting minerals until it explodes, which means it would have gotten us 100 minerals. And then once we get 300 minerals, we get to go to the next stage. More is okay, but at least we want.
My Warframe is strong.
It is helpful to activate extractors 3 and 4 in case you want to go extra over 300.
Void treasure location established.
That also means that we kind of have to be on it. Sometimes when can be try to be on it as much as we can. Pay attention to detail. That's a new kind of excellence that was released in 1999.
Extractor deploying.
Gotcha. Alright.
A void treasure has been located.
Make sure that's there. Whoop. Now, you can help
Excavator under attack.
see. That's okay. We can survive.
Further buried riches are here for the taking.
I don't know
Leave
if
now
he was a
or later.
consoler,
But leave you
but
must,
he may
for
have
the
lost
undercroft
connection for
is
that for some other
inexhaustible.
reason.
Endurance is defiance. Prove you can endure the undercroft at its most oppressive.
Ooh, Lucinia's suffering. Now I get to guarantee it. Because all enemies within like however many feet of me so get cold damage. It's permanent. So you get a permanent heat. You get a permanent staircase. As a result. But this is only in this mode for this run. A lot of times the decrees will be you get the little cards you get in this mode will be in a different order. You will get different choices for its green. So you do the best you can to get a good build together that you can.
Come on, plenty of room.
And then just go for as long as you can. Basically. Pick up these little orange marked things that are just 3% to the oxygen. So that we gotta make sure it doesn't reach 0. And these little things here will give us 30% duration. So we don't want to use those at a number that's over 70%.
The performance will commence.
Where is it? I think I got him. That green light is really rough because the more it shines on me, the longer it shines on me, the worse it becomes. Why it's back?
Prepare to receive life support.
Gotcha.
Room for everyone.
Slipped off the edge.
You have 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Okay, then we get a warning. 60 seconds is okay. The biggest 30 seconds is the nerve-wracking
Systems
one.
charged with life support.
And I usually do it for about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and be safe with it.
Do not shout. You'll all be able to see.
Hey, assassination. Okay.
Do not
This
expect
would be a
me to
rough
tell
one.
you
I'm gonna
when
be doing
to
the best
stop.
I can to help out here.
Judge for
Ooh,
yourself.
90% melee attack speed for 3 seconds. That's right.
Cowards send minions to fight in their stead. This jackal is a mere envoy. Destroy it. The body is well armored. The limbs, less so. First, bring it down. Then work on keeping it down. Evade. You can attack later. Now, strike while it's down. The foe flees before your onslaught. Hunt it down.
Okay, that's 2 out of 3.
Turn your
That's a
fury
third out of 3.
upon what is vulnerable.
20% damage for every enemy inflicted by a status. Okay, good. Good building. Ow. And then a little stomp attack just kind of scooches you along by default. It's kind of irritating. He'll do one rotation, two rotations for the second. And this would be, the third time would be, of course, 3 rotations. And he'll tell you what to go over
It
there.
has support.
Somebody marked it,
Change
so
your
it's a lot
focus.
easier to figure out where he's going to end up. But there's only like 2 or 3 or like 4 or 5 places, maybe less, where he can spawn in. It's not difficult to find him, especially since he's so big. It's kind of hard to use it. There'll be 3 rotations where they'll turn, the shield will turn like 3 times, and that'll be Weeklies, so you want to stay on it.
The foe has fallen. Stab it to the heart.
I can't stab. I can't stab. Yeah, it was a wall. For that, and very deep. Alright, we'll just have to take his shield down again. Sometimes it happens. See what it is. I want to just prioritize making sure they were okay.
It will not get up again. Finish it.
Please stop. I'm pretty sure you'll revive at the start of the next phase,
destroyed.
provided that other
Will follow,
players
no doubt.
want to continue on.
Some nightmares recur.
It's not strictly necessary much of the time. And so this is Void Flood. So we will have completed. No wait, I can't remember how many.
This struggle
stages.
goes on for as long as you can stand.
There's only a certain amount of stages that you have before the stages repeat.
The void angels that roost in the Zariman are breaking into the Undercroft. Repair the
I think I
damage
got
to
this
keep them
confused
at
with what I
bay.
had before, unless it was the same
The
thing.
spheres
So
you
we're
see
starting with
are
a Void
ambient
Flood.
void energy.
Sometimes stuff runs
Gather as
together.
much as you can
Play-
and use it to heal the damage.
Okay, that's 1 out of 3. Here's 2 out of 3. Let's see if we got it. Fortified will. Oh, armor grants ability strength. That'll make you stronger. So much. He's Okay, there's some more floating little things here. Floating orbs. Floating people with eyeballs. Something. Anyway. They're floating.
The void angels are unrelenting,
it's a lot easier
are all that is keeping
having
them at
others
bay.
help you with this than doing it by
Hold
yourself,
fast.
but
Fight
I
on.
want to go
Close the ruptures
an
as you would
entire
staunch the wounds of a
several
comrade.
runs as either Valkyrie or Rhinos. That's the only reason why I decided I would do that. Okay, maybe she would get it. Yeah.
The rupture is closed. The paradox stabilizes.
Just gonna jump along. Indeed.
If the Void Angels break
Alright,
through
we
the
got you.
wall, their master will be freed.
There you go.
Do not allow that to happen.
The conductor is actually supposed to be within the lore of the game, and these are used for mining stuff. Just a little short of that.
A breach has been sealed.
Oh, okay, good.
Excellent work.
Whoops. Alright. One extra thing it might do for this mode when you get A and E ruptures closed, that they may send some wax attackers that kind of like that do, to have some for you and your squad. And just you. And that's what it's fine. I don't know if it's has a percentage chance. Yeah, here we go. The frax attackers.
The smallest breach in the wall may
Okay. Now we're on to exterminate. Oh,
become a gaping wound.
now we're on to
Thanks.
exterminate.
That
That will not now happen.
you lay your sword aside and rest.
Ooh, close contagion. Every status effect
Fight
has
on.
a 50% chance to spread that status effect to other enemies. And for the Warframe Saren, she can do that with one status effect, but that status effect makes the sword all of them. So heat, slash, impact, whichever. Just spread it. And that's very powerful stuff. Hold on, Fippery. Hold on. I was gonna say, as far as that goes, extermination is easy. The only problem is, and it happens, it's okay that it happens and so on quite a bit, is if you have a Warframe, and Octavia's one of those, isn't really good at survivability. If you get found, it can be to where she goes down in battle quite a bit. Okay, now we got 40%. Pearson down now. And there's lots of dudes over here. Way down here. I was gonna say I was just down here, I didn't really see anyone. Look what's over here. Looks like there's a bunch of dudes over here. Yeah, okay. That rather took care of him. Alright. Where are you?
The foe is staggered, but not yet defeated. Persist.
He just saved himself by that attack, too. He's gonna finish him. Let's see if we can put someone to sleep so he's not such a pain in the ass. Okay.
What a waste! Your scarf vessel comes to beg once more. You will never pry the Janus key from the clutches of its rightful owner. I, Captain.
He's teleporting around. Alright. And alchemy. He doesn't want an alchemy? Does Frippery want an alchemy? Alright. I guess we'll leave him.
Fury is yours. It will wait for you.
Another
Yeah,
job
so
well
basically,
executed.
in the Undercroft, the object is to get from tier 1 to tier 10 to get whatever prizes you selected for that week. Well, you can select 2 of them. We'll take a peek at that real quick. Okay, so that means we've got 1 through 4. Longbow sharp shot. Drac root, that's for crafting stuff. Exilus weapon adapter, I can use that to open up a weapon slot that accepts specific mods that needs to be unlocked. Okay, so now we're at tier 4, up 20% of the way between tiers 4 and 5. So the ones that I picked are a rifle riven mod right here, and a pistol riven mod right there. And they'll also give me a melee mod, so if I'm able to do all 3 of these, I'll get 1 for each, which is pretty cool. But anyway, that is about a pretty good time to end it, I think, right at about 2 hours or so. I appreciate you all hanging out, stopping by, making comments, asking questions, all of that stuff. Keep on going with your gaming journey and your life journey too. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe, and all that.